What up, boys and girls? Welcome back, and thank you for tuning in. My name is Will, aka True Axe, and this is True Axe MTG. Today we're bringing it back to Pioneer. The format is brand new all of a sudden again. Wizards decided to go scorched earth on the format. They banned not one, not two, but 3 key cards. That means once upon a time, they banned Field of the Dead, and they banned Smuggler's Copter. 3 of the best cards in the format, gone. Can't play them anymore. Well, probably for the best, though. Once Upon a Time was making green decks too good. A Smuggler's Copter was played in every single aggro deck that could. And Field of the Dead just made every other deck bad. If you want to interact, Field of the Dead just made it bad. Basically the same way it did in Standard. So we're going to see how the format shapes out from here. It's honestly anybody's guess. I think there's a few combo decks running around right now that are somewhat scary. We've got Nexus, we've got Twiddle Storm, we've got a few other things going on. But the deck we're going to play today is a tried and true strategy that I think is perfect for any sort of open metagame that you find yourself in, whether it be new Standard, whether it be a new banning in Pioneer, Standard, whatever. Mono Red. And this deck is playing all the hits, all the fun stuff. So starting at the bottom of the curve, we've got your Get To Lava Runners. 1 mana, 1/2. You've seen this card probably. It's a human wizard. As long as there are 2 more instants and or sorceries in your graveyard, Get To Lava Runner gets plus so and has haste. So 2/2 for 1 sometimes. And haste, not so bad. Monster Swift Spear, an old favorite. 1 mana, 1/2 haste. Prowess, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets plus 1 until end of turn. So every time you cast a burn spell, this thing is going to get pumped up. So not only are you doing extra damage with your burn spells, but you're doing extra damage on the ground. With haste, another 1-drop, really powerful, being played in basically every format you can find it in. And next we got Soulscar Mage. This card was a pretty good one in its time in Standard. I don't know if it's seeing play these days anymore anywhere else. But for 1 mana, you get a 1/2 Prowess again. If a source you control deal non-combat damage to a creature an opponent controls, put that many -1/-1 counters on that creature instead. So we're talking your burn spells, of course. That's your non-combat damage. These can act as ways to shrink larger creatures. Maybe your opponent's got a Questing Beast. Well, now it's a 2/2 with your Wild Slash. So that's sort of the idea behind this guy. Plus, it just gets bigger, similar to the Monster Swift Spear. Then, of course, we also have made this a little bit bigger for you guys, so you can see this. MTGO, not the best UI, as most of y'all know. Then we got Wild Slash, 1 mana shock, essentially. If you got a creature power 4 or greater, which aren't really aren't too many in this deck at all. I mean, we got Hazoret and then a few extra Hazorets in the board, but most of the time this is just gonna be a shock with occasional upside. Maybe your Monster Spirit got big because of prowess or something. Maybe your Soulscar Mage are the same. Who knows? But this is a nice 1 mana removal spell, 1 mana burn spell, decent card. Then we got Beaumont Courier, the little engine that could. 1 mana, 1/1 haste, artifact creature construct. Whenever it attacks, exile top card of your library face down, but you can't look at it. Then for 1 red, you can discard your hand, sack the courier, put all cards exiled Beaumont Courier into their owner's hands. So the idea with this guy is that you keep chipping in, you keep chipping in, you keep flipping cards under it, and then eventually when your hand's empty, you sack it, draw a whole fresh hand. Sometimes it can just be like an Ancestral Recall in your red decks. Pretty sweet one. Then we've got, moving on to the second mana slot, we've got 4 Lightning Strikes, 2 mana, 3 damage, any target. Simple. It's a strictly worse Lightning Bolt. Of course, we don't get to play with all the fun toys that the Modern and Legacy friends get, but a Lightning Strike does the job nonetheless. And we got Vishina Pyromancer. This card was all over the red decks during its time in Standard. 1/1 and a red for a 2/1 Vishina Wizard. Big old lizard dude. When he enters the battlefield, deals 2 damage to target player or planeswalkers. So 2 mana, 2/1. It gets an extra couple points. Maybe you can take down a planeswalker of some kind. Probably not Oko or anything like that, because that thing has like 1,000,000 loyalty. But one of the older ones that are properly balanced. Sometimes you can nail those. And then most of the time, though, you're just going to hit your opponent for an extra couple points of damage, because the point of Mono Red is just to kill them and kill them fast. Then we have Searing Blood. This is kind of like a budget, poor man's Searing Blaze from all the way back in the Zendikar block. For 2 red, instant, deals 2 damage to our creature. When that creature dies this turn, Searing Blood deals 3 damage to that creature's controller instead. Or not instead, but it'll deal extra 3 damage. So it's a removal. It's a removal spell. Hopefully, maybe sometimes you have to combine that with things like, they block, they take some damage, the creature takes some damage, Searing Blood finishes it off, and deals an extra 3 points of damage. You're playing red, you kind of have to take your edges where you can. Searing Blood is good for hitting dorks, like Llanowar Elves. It's good for hitting a lot of the smaller creatures in the format, of course. So I think that's a decent one as well. Then we have one of the really fun cards from, I think it was Ravnica Allegiance for 2 and a red. Light up the stage. Sorcery. Spectacle 1. So you may cast a spell for spectacle cost rather than its mana cost if an opponent lost life this turn. So yeah, you're dealing a point of damage with Vashita Pyromancer. Well, 1 mana, light up the stage, draw 2 cards essentially. So of course you don't get to keep the cards unless you have to play them on your that turn or the next turn. But this card has been really powerful in red decks and standard. I expect it. I think they're probably playing in modern burn. I'm not 100% on that, but this card is very good for giving red something that doesn't traditionally have, which is card advantage, all the while just being really efficient at what it does. So Light Up the Stage is a good one. Wizard's Lightning for 2 and a red. It's essentially Lightning Strike for 1 mana more, but if you have a wizard in play, which we have not 1, but 2 types of wizards. I don't think that's a monk yet. And Vashita Pyromancer. So you have 3 types of wizards in this deck, which is lightning combo as well with that, making it a lightning bolt because it costs 2 less to cast if you control a wizard. So that's a pretty sweet one. It's not the most efficient spell. I've seen a lot of people, especially back when like Mono Red was a major player in standard, more people I saw were actually playing Skewer the Critics just because it cost 1 instead if you hit that spectacle cost. But I still think Wizard's Lightning goes pretty well in this deck just because you get to play a lot more actual wizards in the deck as opposed to the old ones. I think only played the Lava Runners and the Pyromancers. And then last in the curve is Hazoret the Fervent. This is an absurd card. For 3 and a red, you get a 5/4 legendary creature, God, indestructible haste. Already insane. You can't attack or block unless you have 1 or fewer cards at hand, but you're playing red, so you're likely going to dump your hand within the first handful of turns. And then for 2 and a red, you can discard a card. Hazard deals 2 damage to each opponent, so it's inevitability. It's absurdly busted, cheap threat. It has haste. Can't die ever, basically. This card is nuts. And then moving on to the mana base, I guess we can take a quick look at that because there are a few interesting hits here. Mostly just beautiful, beautiful mountains, but we also have Ramunap Ruins, which is a land desert. Add a cardless, or pay a life to add a red, or pay 4, sack a desert, Ramunap Ruins deals 2 damage to each opponent. So this is just kind of like, it's a red source that also is 2 damage later in the game when you need it. So Ramunap Ruins, this card was actually banned in standard, if y'all recall, just a couple years ago at this point. So this is a nice one coming back up in the Pioneer format. Then we've also have, last but not least, Castle Embereth, just a 1 of here. Enters the battlefield for tap, unless you control a mountain, which you will. Add a red, or for 3, 1 red, tap it. Creatures you control get plus +1 so until end of turn. So there's only 1 in the deck, but this is a decent mana sink if you have a bunch of creatures on board. Just a little bit extra chip damage. Not 100% sure in this one. I think the card is fine. It hasn't seen a ton of play. Like, you see it mostly in like standard Gruul decks, I suppose. Not a whole lot of Mono Red running around anymore in standard, but Castle Embereth, an interesting one nonetheless. Moving on to the sideboard, a lot of 3s and 4-ofs here. Starting at the top, though, we got a Braid. For 1 and a red, choose 1. A Braid is 3 damage to our creature or destroy an artifact. So it's either a Lightning Strike just for creatures or a Shatter effect. Now, Smuggler's Copter just got banned, so a Braid stock goes down just a little bit, but there are still cards like Heart of Kieran running around. There are still various artifact decks like the Install Artifact deck running around, so a Braid still has some amount of value. Moving on, we have Lava Coil. For 1 and a red, deals 4 damage to our creature. If that creature died this turn, exile it instead. This is a staple of standard removal. Just came out maybe just about a year ago at this point with Guilds of Ravnica. The Exile clause is super important as well in the sense that it is able to deal with a lot of like the dredge decks. Those decks do tend to fill up the board a lot faster than Skullcrack can probably reasonably manage, but we don't have a lot of graveyard hate in this current sideboard, so Lava Coil can serve as pseudo graveyard hate as well as just being a great efficient removal spell. Deals with questing beasts, deals with Steel Leaf Champions, all your big fatty boom booms out there. So Lava Coil takes them down pretty nicely. Then you have Skullcrack. For 1 and a red, players can't gain light this turn. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Skullcrack does 3 damage to target player or planeswalker. This guy is actually pretty sweet for the main reason being they can't gain life and damage can't be prevented. That second clause, the damage can't be prevented, is perfect against the Nexus of Fate decks, which is basically like a pseudo Turbo Fog deck that takes infinite turns. If they try to go for one of their root snares, one of their fog effects, and you Skullcrack them, that fog doesn't do jack shit. Skullcrack is going to get through anyway. Your creatures are going to sail on through, and hopefully you win the game on the spot. Skullcrack can also semi-stop a Sphinx's Revelation from knocking you out of the game. So kind of a nice sideboard burn spell. Probably replaces Searing Blood most of the time, I'd imagine, when you're boarding and boarding out. But anyway, moving on, we've got Goblin Chainwhirler for triple red, 3/3 first strike. Goblin Warrior, simply awesome rate, but it also, when it enters the battlefield, does 1 damage to each opponent and each creature and planeswalker they control. This card's going to be really good against your kind of Swarm Tokensy style decks. There was recently a really awesome like White Knights deck that won a PTQ in a Pioneer Magic Online League. Excuse me. Pioneer League, and this card is just really great, really efficient, and has an awesome text box as well. Finally, Hazard the Fervor. We already talked about this one, but 3 more copies in the board. I'm not usually a huge fan of putting extra copies of cards in your sideboard. I learned that from watching some of the pros who have said that's kind of not the best strategy in the world. But sometimes you just need a big fatty boom boom, and Hazard the Fervent, 5/4 indestructible haste. Hard to beat, really great attacker, really great blocker, and has an awesome mana sink as well. So this is the deck. I just copied this list. I am not going to make any changes to it. We're just going to run it through a few matches in a league. Last time we did a full 5-match league. That video lasted almost 2 hours. I think I'm going to make this one just 3. Maybe 3, not 3 hours, 3 games. We're going to play 3 games out of the 5 matches of the league and see how we do. I'm just going to try and keep this video a little bit more condensed, a little bit more palatable, although you guys seem to really enjoy the last Pioneer video, so here we are doing it again. And if you enjoyed this one, make sure to like the video down below, give me that thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment down as well and let me know what you thought. Maybe you thought this video sucked, maybe you loved it, I don't know. Let me know either way. And then finally, feel free to sub if you want to see more from me. Moving forward, we do a lot of Pioneer, a lot of Standard, mostly constructed on this channel. But anyway, without further ado, I'll see you guys in a minute for round number 1. All right, let's join round number 1. See if our opponent connects. There we go. All right, we lost the die roll. Not off to a great start. I'm gonna leave this up in the corner here for you guys. But that's okay. Hopefully we get off to a nice fast start with our opener, and hopefully our opponent is playing some slow, dirtily deck, because we are about to get him dead. All right, here we go. Perfect. This hand looks decent. We have a 1-drop into a 2-drop into some burn spells and a light at the stage to find more gas. I think this is a keeper. No haste, unfortunately, but that's okay. Let's see what our opponent decides to do. Magic Online, a lot slower of a pace than Magic Arena, you'll probably notice. So I apologize for that. If you're used to Arena. If you're used to Magic Online, well, you know the drill. All right, this is a keeper. Island. It's nice. Swift Spear. I think I'm gonna go Swift Spear first. Deals the most damage. It's not likely they're gonna have anything to deal with it. No flash creatures that are 2 power or higher for 1 mana, so. Just a Spectral Sailor. Perhaps they are spirits. That'd be my guess. All right, here we go. Mausoleum Wanderer. Sure. So if I sack it, okay, that's not a big deal. All right, here we go. Play land. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Wild Slash this and then play a Soulscar Mage. So let's do that. Always yield to the prowess trigger. Come on, let me slash you. All right, they sack it, whatever. Nah, I'm good. We could also... No, that's not gonna make a difference. Let's go for Soulscar Mage. I can't do it now, obviously, because I haven't paid Spectacle yet, so I won't get any extra damage by doing light up the stage here. Well, let's just hit for 2. Keep on rolling on. Looks like they did. It looks like either they missed a land drop or I'm going crazy here. All right, take the 1. And nothing. Yeah, they're definitely missing land drops here. I'll go for Mountain. Think just gonna swing. There's not much that can go wrong for me here, so we'll get in for a couple points. To play a Pyromancer, then I think light up the stage. That gives us the most power on board. And let's get a couple extra cards for our following turns. Jam on in. All right. 2. I mean, it's not going to be much of a game if our opponent doesn't really do anything. Unfortunately, not the most entertaining, I'm sure. But. All right. Hit you. All right, they flash a Spectral Sailor in. Yep. And let's cast this light up the stage with Spectacle. All right. Ramming up Ruins and another Mountain. Well, I guess I'm glad we got that at least off the top of our library. Worst case scenario. Curious Obsession. Okay, so they maybe either they're mono blue or they're just missing white. I don't think that the Blue-White Spirits decks plays Curious Obsession, but I could be wrong. They'll draw a card off their Curious Obsession trigger. If you haven't seen this card. Let's them draw an extra card every time they deal damage with that creature. Alright, well, Ramming Up Ruins. Just gonna Wild Slash this. And they scoop it up, yeah. So they were just missing land drops there. Kind of a non-game for the most part, but that's okay. So let's see here. We definitely want our Chain Whirlers. If they resolve, that's going to be lights out a lot of the time. Our big fatties are likely not going to resolve a lot of the time. So that's possibly just don't want the Hazarets, although it's really hard for them to deal with it if it does resolve. Like, basically impossible. But I like the rest of our deck pretty well. Maybe Wizard's Lightning comes out for a pair of Chain Whirlers, and we just leave the Hazaret in. And we'll just try like this. The problem is I don't exactly know 100% what their deck is, because we only saw one color. And they did play some Flash Spirit creatures, but it's hard to tell what they're really up to. This hand's a little bit loose in the sense that we don't have any creatures to play, but we have a lot of burn in the form of like removal spells and Searing Bloods. Light the Stage can eventually do something. I think this is still a keeper. So they play Mausoleum Wanderer in their main phase, of course. I'm just gonna Wild Slash this now while I still have the opportunity. And say go. Mutavalte. Okay. Ooh, that's a tough one for us to deal with, actually. Supreme Phantom is a 1/3, so all of our removal spells here don't really do a whole lot. I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go Swift Spear and attack, and then if they block, Wild Slash their creature. This makes me think they're for sure spirits, but we still haven't seen any white mana. Very interesting. All right, let's light up while we have the opportunity. Cool. So next turn we can play both these things. Lightning Strike's a good hit too as well. So there's their white mana. Another Supreme Phantom. Not really what we wanted to see here, to be honest. But this does leave us the opportunity to kill some of their stuff. We might have to leave some of this other's junk behind, though. So I'm gonna play a Mountain. It's tough. Like, we can go Swift Spear, attack. I think we do that either way. Swift Spear down, attack both. And if they don't block, I still think we cast the Lightning Strike, because that's a lot of damage. Alright, opponent's down to 12. We don't have a lot of... These aren't going to really do a whole lot this game, though. Especially now this is a 3/5. That's actually very hard for us to deal with. They're down to one card. Looks like they're going to attack with Mutavault. They're not even going to leave the option of potentially countering something on my turn. Hitting us for 9. That's a 2-turn clock. Draw a card. Alrighty. So what I could do is I can Wild Slash Supreme Phantom, then Searing Blood it. That exiles, it deals an extra 3 points of damage. That's 2 prowess triggers here. So these are both 3 power creatures. And then I guess we light up post combat. And I don't think we're dead on board after that. So we might be in okay shape here. Unless they flash in like a blue-white spirit of some kind. Or not blue-white spirit, though, the spectral sailor. I don't know, I'm sorry. I'm not saying words. I could have just sent that at their face, though. Would that have been more damage? That would put them to 10. 6. Don't think that gets them. But I could be wrong. Yep. Spectacle. Okay. Mountain. Shit, that is not good, ladies and gentlemen. That is 2 mountains off the top of our library. I mean, yes, they're out of the way, but we need to try and win this game here. We are on a clock. Double Obsession is no bueno. Drawing 2 additional cards this turn when this creature attacks. Looks like their hand was a little land heavy. The question is, did they attack with the Mutavault? I feel like they shouldn't. I mean, at least we got these mountains off the top of our library, and our opponent has to attack, otherwise they lose both of their Curious Obsessions. But if they hit like something like Spell Queller, we're in trouble. Oh, Mausoleum Wanderer too, that's another blocker. Wild Slash. So, here's the thing. Well, actually, hold on. Is that good enough? Let me Playland. Oh, no. Shit. What I needed to do was play Castle Embereth. And if I played Castle Embereth instead of making the stupid mistake of playing this mountain, I might have been able to wild slash this and then Castle Embereth pump here, getting in for exactly 3 where I needed, because they would have 1 blocker. But it's possible they just have like a spell claw or some kind anyway. I think I just screwed up though by not playing this Embereth. Jeez, that's super bad. Well, let's try it. Man, that was so loose. Ugh. I was like, I'm gonna do this play, and then I just completely messed it up. Very good. And this will be a 3/3. So I'm actually just like dead on board. Yeah, wow, I really punted. I punted super hard. I have to not do anything. They didn't play any. I think I would have won that game just now had I not just made that play. That's so frustrating. And they're gonna, yeah, I mean, we have to block. We don't have any choice. Man, that's so rough. Okay. Down to 3. They draw 2 cards. Up to 4. I mean, likely scenarios, they're gonna have a way to deal with them, even if I draw a burn spell. Hazoret, though. I don't think Hazoret's good enough. Yeah, Hazoret can attack, but I mean, I have to throw it out there. And just see if they have an answer. Spell Queller me, baby. Oh? Maybe? Maybe they have an answer. Like a Brazen Borrower or something to bounce the Hazoret. Maybe their hand is just full of junk. I don't know. I'm going to attack and see what happens. Okay, concede. Man, I don't know. I think I might have had that game and I just punted. That's so upsetting. All right, anyway. Let's see. We might want more deal 3 damage type effects. The Supreme Phantom is frustrating to deal with. We could also have like Lava Coil, but I kind of like the instant speed a little bit better. Searing Blood, I think I'm going to take a couple copies out. Or actually, maybe Searing Blood's okay. We could like split the difference on Wild Slashes and stuff. Try it like so. Again, reason we saw Hazoret just not be that good there. They can chump it super easily. They have a lot of counter spells. Sort of tough. I don't know if it's worth taking out. I think I'm going to try it. We're going to try taking that card out. I'm going to bring back another Wizard's Lightning. And I'm going to see what happens. On the play of this game. This hand is super, super risky. We only have 1 land. We only have 1 card we can play. If we don't draw a land on time, we're just dead in the water, I think. I think I'm going to mulligan. This hand's really land heavy now, too. I think we punted this match. I'll never know for sure, but I think we punted this match. All right, I'm gonna keep it. Looks like they kept a hand of 7. Done. Or maybe they mulliganed as well. Go 2, 5. Okay, they mulliganed to 6. Not as bad for them since they are on the draw. Let's jam on in. I'll never know. Ooh, nothing on turn 1. That actually bodes well for us. And Blight the Stage is perfect. So let's Pyromancer. Deal a couple extra points. Put him down to 16. Maybe we can get off the ground fast enough. Oh, wow. And no Supreme Phantom. So I'm guessing they probably have like Rattle Chains or something. The Flash Spirit. I'm going to go for Mountain this turn. And I'm just going to attack here. I don't think Supreme Phantom has Flash, so this should be fine. Let's see if they flash in something to trade. Ah, okay. That is fine. They're still not putting anything on the board. They did gain a little bit of life, though, which is never great. Let's cast that. Yeah. A little awkward, the Swift Spirit, the Light the Stage. Ooh, okay. Well, a Braid's not going to do much if they don't play anything. Okay. Mausoleum Wanderer, sure. So I think I start by attacking. Let's start by attacking. I'm holding up this Abrade. They are being a little frisky here. I gotta cast it, so not much choice there. Let's see what they decide to do. Maybe they have another one of these Surge of Righteousness. Feels like that's what's about to happen. Oh, they scoop. All right, well, we got round number 1. Let's see how round number 2 treats us. Back in a bit. All right, here we are for round number 2. We got game 1, in case you already forgot, off of a very strange concession. So let's see how we fare here. Once again, we are on the draw. Never, ever lucky. Let's see what our opponent's got in store. Aether Hub. Okay, sure. So let's say there's some sort of energy deck. Unbridled Growth. Interesting. Perhaps some sort of ramp style deck? Maybe they're Aetherworks Marvel. I'm going Swift Spear. It has the potential to do the most damage over time, so that's where we go first. Bowman Courier, obviously, pretty nice one if you're able to just get a few cards out of the deal. But perhaps we can kill something with this Searing Blood. I think our opponent's up to something strange, some sort of combo style deck. I'm guessing these Searing Bloods aren't going to do a whole lot. Attune with Aether, finding them a land, and again a couple pips of energy. I'm expecting Aetherworks Marvel, maybe like Bant Marvel or something like that. Looks like they are blue-green with white. They just fetched a Plains. Well, let's start getting these Raminap Ruins down. Swift Spear, Beaumont Courier. Jam on in. Have no idea what that card is, so we're just gonna start getting stuff down. Searing Blood, like I said, probably not gonna do a whole lot, so I won't mind discarding that too much. They pitch Unbridled Growth. Opting. They're searching for something. Steam Vents, definitely Marvel. Calling it now. They still haven't found enough energy to hit the Marvel. I think it's like 5 or 6 energy to get there. All right, well, I'm gonna go all in here and just hope they don't have a sweeper. Even if they do, I guess we will get a couple fresh cards off this Get to Lava Runner, since we will be able to sack it with this open mana. But we're just gonna try and get them dead before they can spin an Ulamog into play, or like an Emrakul or something. No Anger of the Gods, please. All right, cool. Opponent's passing. No Marvel either. Play our other Raminap. Let's jam. Not afraid of like Settle or anything like that. They're not playing. They don't double white or anything like that. Still don't know what our opponent's up to. Very interesting. Pass it back. Something in our end step. What could it be? Dig through time. All right, well, that might find them what they need. Let's hope for some nice, very nice whiffs. Whiff City, USA. Let's do it. Don't know what they found, of course. They just pop 2 cards out of their top 7 into their hand. There's another white man. I think that was the Plains they had found earlier. Anticipate. They're digging. They're digging hard. To what end, I'm not sure. And they just scoop. We'll never know. My guess is they are playing Aetherworks Marvel, so I'm going to bring in these Abrades in the off chance that they do have something to do with it. These other Searing Bloods can come out, though. Wild Slash at least going to go face, so we'll probably keep that one in. It's hard to say what else, though. I mean, like, I could bring in some more Hazarets. Those do a lot more damage a lot more quickly. Skullcrack seems okay, too. I don't know. It's hard to say without knowing really what's in their deck. Guess we'll got 1 Wild Slash. And just run it back, huh? All right, let's do it. Our opponent is a mystery. And we are here to solve it. It's like that Scooby-Doo meme where they they take Fred takes the mask off the guy. It was really Aetherworks Marvel the whole time. All right, this hand looks pretty good. We got a lot of 1-drops, light of the stage, 5 more gas. I mean, this deck pretty much does one thing and one thing only, and it does it pretty well. So any hand where we have aggressive threats plus more ways to find more plus burn, maybe, usually a winning recipe. So let's see what we can do here. Looks like opponents kept their 7. We'll keep as well. Well, worst case scenario, if we lose this game, we are on the play for game number 3. So that will be generally in our favor. All right, they opt in their main phase. Now what do we find? Ooh, okay, Wizard's Lightning is nice. I'm actually going to go for... Well, we go for... So Soulscar Mage has the potential to do more damage. But I kind of like getting the Lava Runner down now, since Wizard's Lightning will only cost 1 next turn if it survives, and then we can also light the stage or play another threat. All right, so the Aether Hub, get an energy. We'll just have 6 this turn. Unbridled Growth, very interesting one. They're playing a lot of colors. I guess that's why they're doing it. Attune with Aether, more fixing, more energy. Goes and finds a mountain. Double Wizard's Lightning. Yes, please. Let's send this upstairs. And let's cast this with Spectacle. And now I can hit for 2, since I have 2 instant sorceries in my yard. So opponent down to 15. We got land, another Wizard's Lightning. Everything's looking up. Just gotta hope they can't spin the wheel with their Marvel before we kill him. Sylvan Caryatid, though. Well, that's a good one. That actually blocks especially well here. Again, using some energy for the Unbridled Growth. Maybe they're like Jeskai Ascendancy? I don't really know what's going on here. Well, I gotta play it. Sylvan Caryatid has Hexproof, so we're probably not getting through this turn. Let's go Pyromancer. This puts more threats on the board with more power. Following turn. Well, we probably should have went a double Soulscar Mage or something, actually, because that's more damage on board. Wizard's Lightning triggering the prowess in this case. See what they can put together here. Opponent's down to 3 cards. Radiant Flames. Well, that wipes our board. I guess that makes us not playing the Soulscar Mage a bit better. Well, I'm gonna play Bomakur in attack. Because even though they get to block, we do still get a card out of the deal. And I think the more cards under Beaumont, the better overall. There's a chance we just get crushed here by another sweeper. But I think we just gotta risk it. Just gotta risk it for that biscuit. All right, here we go. Wizard's Lightning at the ready. We can cast it for 1 because these are both wizards. What do they do here? Anticipate. They're still a long ways off from marveling, so maybe that's like not even their plan. We haven't seen anything along the lines of like Rogue Refiner or the one that puts Thopters into play. I forget what that one was called, Whirler Rogue, or not Whirler Rogue, but something along those lines. All right, they're cashing in an Unbridled Growth to draw a card. Don't wipe my board again, please. I think that's what's happening here. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess I'm just sending this upstairs while I have the opportunity. Double Radiant Flames, of course, gonna be a beating. Damn, if we had 2 spells, we could have saved our Scar Mages. We did lose the face down card, but we have some Hazarets in the wings somewhere in our deck. We have 4 of them, I think. So hopefully draw one of sooner than later. Not ideal. I'll just save that for their face. Another Unbridled Growth. I want to say they're like Jeskai Ascendancy, actually. But we still haven't seen it. Tomb with Aether. Go find a land. Get a couple more energy. Still not enough for Marvel. Find a plains. Anticipate. Okay. I'm probably still just going to send this Wild Slash upstairs at their end step. Mostly because if I do draw a Hazard, I want to be able to play it and attack. Worst case scenario, Boma Courier does replace itself. Maybe they have like a shock or something. Oh, they do. Wow, that's savage. All right, Izzet Charm gets me here. That's actually not very good for me. We lose out on the extra card value from the Boma Courier, and our opponent is still up to 3 cards. They're still up at 6, which is a fairly healthy life total. They just need, I don't know, something along the lines of a finisher here. I really just need 2 more burn spells, but we are currently hellbent. We are cardless, playing off the top of our library. The fate of my this game rests off the top here. Soulscar Mage, not the best. Now I kind of wish I had saved that Wild Slash. Monastery Mentor is going to be a problem. This leads me to believe that they were definitely playing Jeskai Ascendancy and not Marvel. Despite all these random energy cards, they're still looks like just like 4-color Jeskai Ascendancy. You know, flood the board with tokens and then pump them all up with the Ascendancy, draw discards, all that jazz. Ooh, Light the Stage is a good one. I'm gonna play it. Land. I mean, I'm gonna play another one. Fortunately, doesn't do much for me here. We need to find burn spells. Just 2 lightning strikes off the top of our deck. Just wins the game. Come on. I mean, maybe they're not even Jeskai Ascendancy. Maybe they're just, we're just gonna play a whole bunch of stuff. We're just stuffed Monastery Mentor. I don't know. I mean, the fact that they've seen nearly half their library, they've scryed a bunch, they've done all this junk, they've anticipated, they've seen quite a few cards, they still haven't found an Ascendancy. Makes me wonder if they actually are Ascendancy or if they're just Mentor junk. All right, Fiery Impulse, killing my Soulscar Mage here. I mean, they might be able to just kill me in one fell swoop in the next couple turn cycles. I mean, this is 9 power coming through. I could just block here, try and save our life total a little bit. I think I might. I mean, what else am I gonna do? This thing ain't doing much else. Certainly not getting through for damage. I mean, this is like the worst possible position to be in when you're the red deck. Just playing on top of your library, your opponent is flooding the board with blockers. There's really no way to do the math. You just needed, I just needed to find a handful of burn spells over the top past like 3 or 4 draw steps. I would have been fine. But we whiffed. Oh, Sylvan Awakening. Okay, this is not what I expected, but basically, I'm going to show you what the card does. So until your next turn, all their land control become 2/2 elemental creatures, reach, indestructible, and haste. So they're about to get a whole bunch of duders. They're going to kill me now with all their stuff. I'm just scoop it up. Because they got me there, for sure. Okay, so they are a deck that cares about... they are a deck that cares about flooding the board with tokens. We want to have some cheap, efficient answers to their Monastery Mentors. We want them to at least double as Wild Slash effects. So I am going to bring these Chamberlers in, actually. And Hazareth actually looking worse now if they're able to just block really efficiently. So I'm going to take that guy out. I think a 1-of is fine. Braids actually are not at their best here anymore. But at the same time, is it better than just like Skullkraken? I don't know. They are not the deck I thought they were. We could just get more bird spells in. Their deck kind of just spins its wheels quite a bit. And maybe if we could just burn them out faster, we might mop up the game pretty easily. Because I don't really want to bring lava coils. I think Hazoret's not that great if it could just be chumped really super efficiently. Yeah, we'll try it like this. I mean, one of Hazoret's probably fine, though. Ugh. No lander. We got a mulligan. And an all lander. Well, we might lose this one. I guess I'll pitch a mountain. Done. And not much doing. I'm gonna play mountain pass, unfortunately. This is also the nightmare scenario in a lot of ways. Just no really way to pressure on turn 1 leads into not very many ways to pressure later on. Swiftspear a little bit late, but actually this does kind of work out in the sense that we get to attack and then cast our light at the stage here. Hopefully we don't hit Hazoret or something. Now they said that, we're certainly going to hit it. Pyromancer. Actually, that's not bad because we have Pyromancer, which is a wizard. Wizard's Lightning I can cast, so I can cast all my spells next turn. And that actually presents a lot of damage. So let's see what they can put together. We do have to be cognizant of Radiant Flames, though. All right, well, let's play Pyromancer. Face. And then Castle Embereth. Some damage. Set to bat. They're down to 14. We can't attack, of course, because the 0-3 Defender with Hexproof, kind of stymieing our aggression here. Unbridled Growth. Draw a card. Fiery Impulse. Okay. Not so bad. We're at least not getting Radiant Flamed. But it does mean this is going to cost 3. Not the worst either. All right. Monetary Swiftspear. Let's swing. Man, if I was able to chain these together and kill the Caryatid, that would be sick. But alas, we cannot. All right, well, let's Wizard Lightning you. Get it for 5. Well, down to 9. We also have Ramming Napa Ruins in the wings as a couple points of extra damage. They opt end step. All right. Draw a card. They're digging for that Radiant Flame super hard, I think. They might have found it if they didn't catch it in their other one. Is a charm. Okay, sure. So opponent's still at a fairly comfortable 9 life. What do we find? Wild Slash, Wild Slash. Actually, that's great, because we can now get through this Sylvan Caryatid. So let's attack. They're going to block for, of course, naturally. What do they have? Anticipate. Okay. So, nothing much for them quite yet. I mean, if they get Swiftspear, or if they get Monastery Mentor down, you know, maybe we're in trouble. They're down to 5, though. Their Sylvan Caryatid dies. We still have some reach in the form of Ramming Napa Ruins. We just got to find an extra land or 2 to make that happen. Unbridled Growth. Okay. 2 cards in hand. 3 cards in hand. Cashing in the Unbridled Growth. And Mentor? Radiant Flames. Okay, sure. That's kind of a desperation move. They're willing to cash in a Radiant Flame just for 1 creature. Pyromancer, not bad. That makes any 3 damage burn spell off the top of our library just instant death. Say go. I mean, we could get unlucky here and just kind of fizzle out like we did last game. For what's worth, I've never seen this deck before, so I don't know what it's capable of. At present, they are dead on board, but dig through time is super helpful for them for sure. The Castle Ember does pump us up enough, just enough to get over the top here. All right, Fire Impulse, taking down our creature. And Attune with Aether. Land plus 2 more energy. All right, Lightning Strike. Skull Crack it is. Got him. All right, let's see if we can round off this video with a nice 3-0. This is close to about an hour long, so right in the pocket of where we want to be. See you guys in just a bit. All right, round number 3. We've lost a die roll yet again. That just seems unrealistic. Hopefully there's not too much noise. My dog is barking. My girlfriend just rushed out the door for some reason, and we are playing some Magic here. So this seems like a reasonable keeper. Wild Slasher, maybe like a Mana Dork or something. Oh, excuse me. Pyromancers to follow up, light the stage to find more gas. Kind of just the story of this deck. It does pretty much the same thing every single round, and it does it very efficiently. So what are you gonna do? Favorite hoplite. Okay, I think we just go ahead and Wild Slash this right about now. I don't really want to deal with any of the repercussions as far as letting them untap and then protect their creature. Yeah, favorite hoplite again. And a Swift Spear. Okay, no problem. So there's some sort of heroic prowess deck, I suppose. Looks like we are in the aggro mirror. I'll play Soulscar Mage and Wild Slash this guy. I guess what we could have done is, I don't know, wait until their turn, because this would make it -1/-1 counters instead. So even if they're able to potentially pump up their creature, we would be able to shrink it enough to block it and kill it, perhaps. Oh, can't say words. But I don't know. I just don't really want to risk the potential of them having like Godless Shrine or something. Wild Slash showing off its muscle a little bit here as a really efficient removal spell in the format. I mean, it's just shock, but it's like a strictly better shock, so kind of a sweet one. Let's see what their Swift Spear can put together here. Ooh, double Swift Spear, okay. And I'm not gonna block here. I mean, they could very easily just have any number of spells to deal with what I'm doing. Unless they're going to. Divine Strike, all right, yeah. So, I mean, are they even like, I don't know, are they feather? Like what? This doesn't strike me as very feathery, but they are doing feather-ish things, so who knows? All right, not exactly what I want to see. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to attack first, and then I'm going to light the stage and try to hit a land. And then that way we can develop our mana base as well as maybe cast a burn spell of some kind. Perfect. Actually, well, yeah, let's just kill all their stuff while we have the opportunity. I think they might be stuck on lands too, which is hindering them a bit here. Yeah, 10th District. That actually is a lot worse than a Swift Spear, because that at least lets them scry and stuff, and it gets bigger as we go. So not ideal, but... All right, land. I think I'm gonna kind of make the same play here. Just gonna attack. Get a little bit of damage in. Let's light up. Ugh, not quite what we want to see. I mean, this is still at least a blocker, I guess. Like a 2/2 blocker, and then I'll put the Pyromancer down. Bowmaker, not gonna do a whole lot on this board at this point. We definitely wanted to find like more shocks, more things of that nature. No attacks. That might mean they don't have anything. Ooh, Hazoret too? That's kind of cool. I think I just play Hazoret, and then next turn we just like dump our hand and then say go. I think I'm just gonna F6 through this turn No need to really rush, I think, at this point. We have a 5/4 indestructible that's just going to take over the board once we're able to get it going. Yeah, they had the trick. Interesting that they wanted to use those tricks defensively instead of aggressively. I think if you're playing the opponent's deck, you just kind of want to be attacking the whole time, especially because all your creatures just get bigger. It's kind of a strange play in my opinion, but they found the land. Perhaps a feather comes down this turn. I think it's white, red. Show me what you got, opponent. All right. Opponent still got 4 cards. I mean, our Hazoret's getting in there next turn regardless, I think. And we could even, like, essentially cycle this Beaumont Courier. Because we have enough mana to play both creatures, attack, and then have 1 left over to discard our hand, and then get that card that we pull. I wonder if I did this order wrong. Like, should I have Hazoreted after I dump my hand, or is it better to kind of like surprise attack? I don't know. Like, either way, it's sort of like a surprise attack because you play all this junk. They don't assume you have a big nasty boom boom here, and then you just kind of get them on their back foot a little bit because now they can kind of play around this a little bit better. So I think that maybe that was the correct sequence. I'm not sure. It felt right just to get the god down. Always feels nice to slam indestructible haste creatures. All right, they're in the tank, so either they have a really complex turn or they're disconnected. Maybe, just maybe. We'll see if this gets jump cutted. Or jump cut. Whatever the word may be. Okay, here we go. So they're doing stuff. Gird for battle. Kind of a nice one. They do get Prowess Trigger and it counters on all their stuff. So their creatures are pretty big at this point. I mean, I'm going to block. I don't know what, like, since it's Pioneer, there's a lot more tricks on the table. Like, Temur Battle Rage is something that could be in their hand. And they could wind up getting Double Strike and Trample. So let's see. No attacks still. Really interesting stuff. Let's dump. All right, send that upstairs. So do I attack all? They have to block here, then they block like one other thing and potentially take a lot of damage. They have to for sure block Hazoret. And then they could take, was this 3? That's only 8 if they only block Hazoret. Wait, no, never mind. This says Summoning Sickness. So if they block like here, for example, this is still potentially a blocker. But they still have to block Hazoret. They block like Hazoret plus like one of the 2 power creatures, like K2 Lava Runner or something. Take 4, go to 5. And then we still have a few creatures on board for next turn plus Hazoret. We can even discard a card next turn for 2 extra damage. All right, let's do it. I think that's correct. We're at 11. We're not like comfortable necessarily, but they also could have like Reckless Rage, just get the hell, kill me dead next turn. Who knows? But they do have to block Hazoret. Oh, no, they don't. They'll go to... Okay. So actually, I did the math wrong. If this creature was attacking, they had to block Hazoret. But since they're doing it this way, they actually would have survived if they just blocked these 2 creatures. So that was my fault. All right, let's get the card. Pyromancer's interesting. There are 4. I think we both made mistakes. I lined up the blocks and attacks kind of weird. but then they also did some weird stuff. Let's see what they're able to put together. Titan Strength plus Trample of some kind. That could kill me. Like Teamer Battle Rage could kill me here. I mean, just got hope and pray here. I mean, even if I'd left some creatures back, I still would have been dead to Teamer Battle Rage plus this Titan Strength. So, I mean, what are you gonna do? Maybe they have like Fling in their deck. Honestly, I wouldn't even be mad if they have Fling in their deck. I'm into it. Oh, well, that God's Willing does kill me. I didn't consider a God's Willing. I mean, that would have killed me anyway, so that doesn't matter. Our whole deck is red. We can't stop it. All right, conceding. Yeah, GG. Oh, we were close. We were really close, but double pump was you know, pretty good there. Okay. So what do we got here? I mean, our main deck is pretty reasonable, to be honest. Like, what else we bring in? Like, none of our other cards are really that useful. All their creatures have, you know, more than one toughness, so Chamberlain isn't doing a whole lot. They're not really gaining life per se, so Skullcrack doesn't really do a whole lot. Lava Coil, I mean, Lava Coil is good, but so is like Searing Blood, but which is better? Maybe Lava Coil is just better because it just deals 4 damage. I could buy that. I mean, it's less burn, I suppose. I think Hazoret is good, but maybe it's a trap. Maybe they're just a little bit too fast. And maybe like just keep one Searing Blood. I'm gonna try it like this. That could be wrong. Hazoret might just be, you know, the nuts. But this hand seems reasonable. And we only have 1 threat, so it's not too difficult for them to kill our stuff and then just kind of leave us stranded. But we have a lot of removal in hand, so that's not so bad. Yeah, Soulscar Mage, no problem. I will Wild Slash that. Let's light up here. Oh, wait, no, we can't. Oopsies. Well, if I had said that upstairs, I would have been able to do light up stage. Never mind. I could ship this at their face, get an extra point of damage in. Might be worth it. Nah, we'll just deal 1 here. We'll be a little bit conservative. That might be wrong, but I kind of like the idea of being able to just like ice their creature here. Yeah. Ooh, they're stuck on 1 land. That's great for us. So ramming up Ruins. Let's jam on in. Hit you for 2. Spectacle. Beaumont, sure. And you know what? Why not? All right, next turn. Got a killer removal spell in the wings. All right, they just go for the Wild Slash. Well, this Lava Coil is going to go down, unfortunately. That is okay. Rip Lava Coil. All right, they're down to 15. Still pretty comfortable, but they are... No, they don't have a lot of blood. They don't have a lot of they don't have any mana, so they kept a bit of a sketchball's hand, I think. I mean, I could just... This is only opponents, right? Yeah, it's only opponents, so I guess we just keep on killing stuff while we still have the opportunity. I mean, that's less damage to their face. I'm not really sure. Like, would it have made more sense maybe to attack with both creatures, Lightning Strike upstairs if they block the Soulscar Mage, and then still get in a few more points? But I like just, I don't know, wiping their board, clearing all the blockers, just wrapping this up as soon as possible. Yeah, I mean, not much of a game here. They kept a 1-lander and it punished them. Going to game number 3. Yeah, I mean, I think everything we have here is fine. I could see maybe cutting Just like one more thing for like another Searing Blood, maybe just like that. Or actually, Bomakur is not at its best on the draw. Maybe we just run it like this. I like Searing Blood in the sense that it can deal with a lot of stuff early on and get some extra points of damage. I'm not 100%. This hand is pretty aggressive, but we don't have a lot of ways to deal with opposing threats, so hopefully our opponent keeps a Junker again. Battlefield Forge, favorite hoplite. Well, not exactly a Junker. I guess we go for Lava Runner first. Well, no, that's wrong. We should have went for Swift Spear first because of the prowess triggers. I guess my thinking was that this will be a 2-2 fairly soon. I don't know. That was bad. That was bad. That definitely should have been Swift Spear. All right, sure. Yeah, see, if I played Swift Spear, I would have been attacking for 2 this turn, but whatever. Yeah. Mistakes were made. I guess next turn, we'll get to go Swift Spear into Lightning Strike. Kill their creature, maybe. But they are Titan Strengthening in their upkeep to get that Scry value. See if they found a land off the top. So they did. And it's a white mana, so they're able to protect their creature potentially. Taking some damage. Big chunk of damage, actually. Interesting. Alright, well... no reason to worry about killing their creature if they just have literally anything, so... well, let's just start sending stuff at them. See if we can't make up for that missed couple points earlier in the game. When you're playing aggro decks, like, you just gotta take every point of damage you can. Because your cards suck. Alright, Rammy Nap. I guess I'm just attacking. Trigger. Prowess triggers. I'm assuming they'll have a way to pump their guy, or at least shock something. Reckless Rage targeting the Swift Spear. Yeah, that's pretty good. They're at 3. Next turn, we're going to get to recall, though. Yep. And they're at that magic number. Wins the match. All right. Well, we got the 3-0. We're not going to complete the league for the sake of keeping this video at a relatively short-ish time length. So if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the deck, let me know. Here it is. I'll leave the list in the comments, of course, as usual. But this is basically a standard mono red list. I think there's a number of different ways you could build it, but this is probably one of the more powerful ones. Very consistent. Has a lot of power in the burn and the one-drop creatures. You have a lot of special ones you didn't used to have, like Soulscar Mage. Your Monster Swift Spears are awesome. Light of the Stage continues to be great. Searing Blood, another nice one. Boma Courier, the little engine that could. A little mailbot that could, I suppose. And then Ramming Up Runes providing that extra reach. I know, it's mono red. It's a deck you've seen before. It's a deck you'll see again. It's just something I think that is a worthwhile pickup in a format that's completely open. As you saw, we saw none of the major top decks that we used to see because they basically don't really exist anymore. All of the top tier decks got kind of screwed by this recent banning. So a lot of room to innovate, a lot of room to brew, and that means a lot of people are trying different things. Like we saw that kind of crazy 4-color monster Swiss Spirit deck, not Swiss Spirit, Monster Mentor deck in round number 2, and we just punished them with red spells. So if you're going to a tournament, Pioneer, FNM, maybe a PTQ at a local game store somewhere, Magic Online, I think this is a good choice in some variation. Anyway, if you like this video, definitely make sure to give me that thumbs up down below. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the deck, what you thought of my gameplay, what you thought of the decks we faced in this video, and maybe any changes you'd like to make to this deck. Maybe you like red, maybe you hate red, who knows. And then also, if you want to see more, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. This has been TrueX MTG. My name is Will. I also stream on Twitch, which you can catch on Wednesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Wednesday, Thursday in the evening, and then Saturday in the afternoon, all Central Standard Time here in the grand old US of A. So thanks guys for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.